Okay, good evening, everyone. How are you doing today? Good evening, online. Good evening. Super. So, hope everyone are doing good. Yeah. All right. So, let's jump on. What did we discuss in our last class? Yeah. So, let's have a quick shootout. So, what is a region? Very nice. The region is a place where AWS has its infrastructure. Very good. And we can also say that region is a geographical area. So, what does the region contains? Data centers. What does the data center called? Availability zones, right? And how many availability zones are there in Mumbai? 3. So what is the Mumbai region code? AP, AP minus South minus 1. And we have 3 availability zones, right? So what is the name of those availability zones? AP minus South minus 1A, 1B, and then 1C. Okay, good. Okay. And then availability zones networks are interconnected or not? Yes or no? Yes. So if you launch one EC2 instance in 1A, another EC2 instance in 1B, can they both communicate with each other by default? Within the availability zones? Within, they can communicate, they can connect with each other or not? Yes, they can connect with each other, right? You have 3 availability zones. 3, that is nothing but 3 data centers, right? So if you launch one EC2 instance in 1A, another EC2 instance in 1B, can they communicate with each other? Yes. What is that? Yes. So because network are already interconnected, right? So, and 2 regions can communicate with each other? No, that is no, right? But availability zones are interconnected with each other. Okay. And these regions and availability zones are completely managed by AWS. Okay. And yeah. And then also we learned about, yeah, if you want to secure your entire infrastructure should be inside the VPC. What's the full form of VPC? Virtual Private Cloud. So do you remember that diagram, hypnotism diagram? So what is the outer layer? AWS. Inside it, region. Inside it, VPC. Inside it, availability zones. Inside it, EC2 instances. So every region has a default VPC or not? So every region has its own default VPC. And also we have seen some diagrams, architectural diagrams, and you told those architectural diagrams are highly available or not. So this is what we have learned in our last class. Okay. So from today onwards, so you have 2 options. You have how many options? 2 options in front of you, right? So wisely you need to select the option. Generally, I give these 2 options to every batch. So let us see which option will you pick it up. Okay. So option number 1, you know that we need to start the services from today, AWS services, correct? But do you know any service till now? You don't know. Do you know at least the names of the services? Do you know which service is doing what? No, right? So the thing is here, option number 1 is directly I'll be picking up one service and then teaching about it. Option number 1. So I don't give anything, just directly I'll go to one service. I'll teach about that service. That is option number 1. Option number 2. Option number 2 is first I'll give you the overview of the services first that we're going to learn, right? So example, let's say if you want to go for a vacation, let's say which is your favorite spot? Maldives, for example, right? So if you're going for Maldives, will you go directly or will you have a plan first? You have a plan first, and you will get to know what are the things that are in there in Maldives and which one need to go for first, second, everything. You'll plan it first or not, or will you directly go? No, right? We'll plan and go. So here also, will you directly jump to the services, or that is option number 1. Option number 2 is first you will learn the overview of the services. So I am now asking you, so which option will you select? Option 1 or option 2? Okay. Online, everyone. I want everyone decision there. 182 is not, 182 will come. First, which option will you select now? So everyone over here, majority have selected option number 2, right? So what I would suggest is, what I prefer is option number 2 only. And congratulations, you have selected the right option. Okay. Why? I'll tell you the why. Naveen, hold on. Why? Let me tell you. See, guys, if I go with the option 1, so directly I need to start a service called, let's say, for example, today I need to start with a service name called IAM. But do you know about IAM? We don't know about IAM. And do you know how to integrate with other services? No. Do you know any other services here? No. So directly your mindset will just focus on the one service only if I take a individual service. So first, if I first give you the overview of the services first, let's say there are few services that we already know, right? At least, see guys, overview meaning, till now you have seen the teaser. Till now you have saw the teaser. Now, will you go for the picture or will you go for the trailer? Trailer, right? First, we need to go with the trailer. So this overview will be the trailer for you. So I will not be going deeper into each service. Just I will be introducing the services to you. Let's say like this. Which is the service where you can launch EC2 instances? EC2. Which is a service where you can go in easily quick deployment of applications? Elastic Beanstalk. Which is a service where you can secure an entire infrastructure? VPC. How are you able to answer now? Because we already covered these 3 overview before already. So like this, for next few days, I'll be going and giving you the overview of the services. Once you learn that overview of the services first, next what we do, we'll take one of the service, we'll go deep dive on it, we'll do the practicals. We'll take another second service, we'll do the deep dive on it and practicals. Like this, individually, we'll take the service and do the practicals. Right? So what do you suggest? Overview first? Everyone agree? Naveen? And everyone over there online? Hmm. Yes. So by this, the next few days I'll be given the overview. None of this overview will help you a lot to clear the interviews and certifications. Because, and also, let's say, for example, uh, let's say you want to construct a house. You don't know anything. First, will you go and get the bricks? Will you go and think about the bricks? No, right? So you need to have the overview first of all, right? So you need to have how many floors, what the paints and what the iron we use, what the cement we use, etc., etc. So here, right? So here, if you have the overview of your entire things, then you can easily have a goal. You have a good vision. So for that reason, as this course is a big course, I think for next few days, it's even best for you to go and learn about the overview. Okay, next few days will be the overview. After that, we'll take the individual service and we'll do a deep dive on it, and then we'll do the practicals on it. This strategy is okay. This will help you a lot, I'm telling you. So you will be letting me know after a few days that, sir, this was superb. Everyone okay, Nana? With your permission, let's go with the overview of the services for next few days. Okay. Good. Super. That's why I said no. As this is a big course and you have to learn very properly. Let's not use shortcuts. Let's use purely properly everything we learn. Once you learn this class, right, one course, you should not look back. That is the concept. Okay, now? Okay, don't worry about that, Naveen. I'll take care of it. Okay. So let's go with the first service. What is the first service that we have here? EC2. What is the full form of EC2? Very good. Elastic Compute Cloud. So in EC2, what are the servers called? Instances. See how you're answering it? Very good. What instances are those? EC2 instances. EC2 instances are nothing but those are virtual machines or not? Fantastic. And guys, this is one of the certification question here that what is the full form of EC2? As I told you, option A will be Elastic Compute Cloud. Option B would be Elastic Cloud Compute, Elastic Cloud Computing. So you will get easily confused in certifications. And by the way, just I want to know from you, how many of you are interested to write certification? Raise your hands. No problem. Be honest. Online, put it in chat. Okay, so there are so many people here interested to write the certification. So we need to learn on the certification level, right? In certification, they will ask questions. It will be multiple choice questions. So theory is also equally very important with the hands-on also. Okay, as I told you that this course, especially my course, DevOps with AWS, generally I told you that DevOps with AWS meaning they will concentrate more on DevOps and AWS only few services. But as I promised, this course, especially this batch, I'll be teaching you the whole AWS that nowhere you will get it. Nowhere, I bet, nowhere you will get it. So pure AWS and then pure DevOps. So it is a common, it is not actually, the course should not be with DevOps with AWS. No, the course should be AWS and DevOps. You understand? Right? Super. Say thank you to me. Right. So I love you guys. Good. So, so no problem, Shweta. We are here. No, I'm here to do all these things. Yeah. Nice. So what is the definition of EC2? Yeah, Naveen, correct. Yeah. So what is the definition of EC2? EC2 service? It's a AWS service where you can launch EC2 instances. In simple, what we do in EC2 service, what we do? We can launch EC2 instances. Fantastic. One of the biggest service in AWS is EC2. Okay, EC2 is the one of the biggest service, Nana. Okay, so we will take so many days to learn only on the EC2 because without EC2, so you cannot call it as AWS DevOps engineer or DevOps engineer or AWS engineer. EC2 is such an important thing. So here for now, EC2 meaning what you should understand is, if I ask you a question, where do you launch servers or virtual machines? Then you should say what? EC2 service. EC2 service is used to launch EC2 instances. And remember, Nana, in AWS, every service, you know that AWS is a group of services. AWS is a group of services. AWS's services can be either regional or global. Say that. Regional or global. So every service in AWS is either regional or global. What is regional? What is global? I'll tell you. See, I already told you yesterday, EC2 is regional or global? Fantastic answer. EC2 is regional. Why it is regional, Nana? So whenever, see now, which is the region that we are using it here? Mumbai. So if you launch EC2 instance in Mumbai, the EC2 instance will be only in Mumbai. Will it be available in all the regions? No. So if we have the service only on the particular region specific, and in Mumbai, I can go and launch EC2 instance. In Ireland also, can I go and launch EC2 instance? Yes, every region I can go and launch EC2 instance, but the EC2 instance will be virtually present only in that particular region. That's why we call it as regional. But there are few services which are global. So that meaning that service, whichever the service which is global is available for all the regions. So now here I'm writing AWS services can be either regional or global. Regional or global. Good. Our EC2 is what? EC2 is regional. EC2 is regional service. So now if you ask, sir, what is global service? We'll talk. So now the services we are learning, right? So, but I'm telling you, 95% of the services are regional only. Guys, 95% of the services are regional only. Okay. So remember, if I don't tell anything about the service, regional or global, by default, you should think about that is regional only. But there are few services, especially I will tell you, Babu, this service is global. Until then, you consider the services are regional. Super. Like EC2, we know. Regional or not? Elastic Beanstalk, regional. VPC, regional. Like this, by default, 95% services are regional. And that too, those are certification questions. Which one is global? I'll tell you. Okay. Fine. Okay. So let me introduce now load balancer. What is load balancer? Normal load balancer definition. Which distribute the traffic to multiple servers. Very good. Multiple servers. This is a normal load balancer definition. Normal load balancer. Let me give one small example here. Now let's talk about on-premises. What is on-premises? What is on-premises? Data centers which are handled by us. Very good. So if you have an on-premises, in on-premises we can go and create servers or not? No, Mali. Right? In on-premises we can go and create servers or not? Yes, we can go and create servers. No. Load balancer, we used to learn about load balancer. No, load balancer meaning which distribute the traffic to multiple servers. Load balancer is a software. What's that? Load balancer is a software. So you need to install that. Can you do you remember we discussed about Nginx names of web server, Apache, Nginx, all these things will work as a load balancer also. Now, those are just a software that you need to install on one of the server. Yes or no? And that server will become load balancer. Yes or no? Hold on, Raghavendra. Okay. So guys, my classes, you need patience. Okay. Okay. So assume that there is one server where I have installed load balancer. So can I say this is load balancer here? This is load balancer. Okay. And next we have another server here. And next one more server. Okay. First one is load balancer. Load balancer is sending the traffic to which server in the backend? Application server. And application server is sending back to database server. So everyone will connect to first load balancer and then to application server and then to database. Guys, this one I'm telling you, this is on premises. What is that? On premises. I'm talking about on premises, Raghavendra. Okay, so now in on premises, can you tell me, is it easy to set up a high availability in on premises? In on premises, we have physical servers, right? So let's say if you want 10 servers and there is one load balancer, one server and 10. Is it easy possible to set up high availability there? It's difficult. So no HA. Is it easily, can you set up auto scaling in on premises? What is auto scaling? Scale out, scale in. In on-premise, can you create servers, remove servers, physical servers? Not possible, right? So no auto scaling. Can you do scalability in on-premises? What is scalability? Scale up, scale down. Let's say I have a physical machine called with 8 GB RAM. Will you say that I don't want 8 GB, I want 32 GB? Will you go and throw it out? Is it possible to easily can you do scalability? No scalability. So these are all the problems with the on-premises. These are all the problems with the on-premises. Okay, see here. Now this load balancer is a server. Yes or no? Load balancer is a server. Anytime this load balancer will go down or not? Anytime will go down or not? 100% this load balancer can go down anytime. If the load balancer went down, your application will work? Application will not work. So you have a downtime or not? So if you are handling this entire infrastructure in on-premises, and if the load balancer went down, so your application is also down. So there is a high chances that load balancer will go down. Many people ask, no, sir, what happened if load balancer goes down? It went down. Now it went down. So if the load balancer went down, what is the problem? Application will not work. So guys, we should really thank AWS now that we no need to install any software for the load balancer. I told you now, load balancer from AWS is a service. Load balancer is a service, not a server. Load balancer is a service, not a server. So what you need to do is, now you just go to AWS. There will be a button called create load balancer. Click on create load balancer, and load balancer will be created. Now this load balancer will be created, and now tell me, as this is a service, do you need to worry about the performance of the load balancer? Do you need to worry about the security of load balancer? Do you need to worry about auto scaling of load balancer? Do you worry about the high availability of load balancer? Nothing. Everything is completely managed by AWS. So none of this load balancer in AWS, we call it as elastic load balancer. In shortcut, we call it as ELB. What is the load balancer called in AWS? ELB, elastic. Remember elasticity. I told you in AWS, most of the things will start with elastic. Like elastic compute cloud, elastic beanstalk, elastic load balancer. That's the reason why I taught you first what is elastic. What is elastic? Increasing, decreasing the number of the servers automatically based on the load. Here also, this is a load balancer which is completely elastic. So do you need to worry about the performance of the load balancer? No, everything is managed by whom? AWS. So what you need to do is now create a load balancer, right? And then load, and what is this? Servers. Now from now onwards, you should not call it as servers. You should call it as instances. What instances? EC2 instances. And now these are our EC2. These are our EC2, EC2. See now, can I launch the EC2 instance, this one in 1A? Yes or no? Can I launch this EC2 instance in 1B? Can I launch this EC2 instance in 1C? What the load balance is doing now? Distributing the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones is the now actual real-time definition. Okay, so now load balancer is completely managed by AWS. Load balancer is a server, service. Service. Load balancer is a service. Okay, now you have some application, put it on the EC2 instance. Okay, now how do you access your application? You need to access the load balancer or not? How do you access the load balancer? Whenever you create a load balancer, AWS will give you the DNS name. What will you give? DNS name. So how do you access the load balancer? Using DNS name. Say that. How do you access the load balancer? Using the DNS name. You getting it? Okay. So DNS name is nothing but the URL. So AWS will give you the URL. Using that URL, you can access your application. Now, this load balance is completely managed by AWS. But who will manage this? Load balancer will distribute, but these servers need to be created and managed by us. How many machines are there? 3. Why 3? Because I put it 3. You can go put 30 also, right? So it's up to us. So, but you launch the EC2 instance and then attach to the load balancer. So load balancer is managed by AWS, but our EC2 instances are managed by us. So there is a question somewhere. Harish, load balancer, no, it doesn't have. That we will talk when we go deeper into the topic. But you understand, Nana, here? So what is load balancer called in AWS? ELB, elastic load balancer. In shortcut, call it as ELB. Now, what is the definition? ELB, distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability. 100% interview question. Every interview they'll ask what is load balancer, and you need to say this. And ELB is completely managed by Yes, we can create beneath. So guys, can we create multiple load balancers? Yes, why not? You can go and create. For each application, we have a different load balancer. I have boom.com. There is one load balancer and EC2 instance for that. I have another one called boomboom.com. I have another load balancer or not. Like this, we can have a number of load balancer for every different applications. So ELB is completely managed by AWS. So do we need to worry about the high availability of load balancer? Do we need to worry about auto scaling of load balancer? Do we need to worry about the scalability of load balancer? Do we need to worry about the performance of the load balancer? No, everything is managed by AWS. Super. Load balancer is a service server. Is a service from AWS, not server. And can you log into the load balancer? Can you access the load balancer? Access. Can you log into the load balancer? Login concept will come only for the servers. Laptop, you can log in. Can you access laptop or log in laptop? Log in. Website is there. Can you access website or log in website? Access. Right? So here load balance is a service, no? As a load balancer service from AWS, load balancer we need to access. You cannot log in. You cannot log into ELB. What you can do? You can access ELB. How? With DNS name. What is that? DNS name. So guys, here someone is asking, Srinivas is asking, sir, what is the difference between load balancer and ELB? In AWS, load balancer is called ELB, and load balancer, ELB, both are same or both are not same? Both are same. But in AWS, the name we call it as ELB, Elastic Load Balancer. Yes, Narsimha, both are same. Do you remember in our yesterday's class, when I show you one diagram, load balancer is specific to availability zone, load balancer specific to region. How nicely you're answering, yeah? Very good. So ELB doesn't have any availability zones. It is created at which level? Regional level. Is it clear, Nana, on the load balancer? Will be, guys, this is just a trailer. This is just a trailer. So we have a picture of those, right? So we still have picture, but I'm just trying to introduce the terminologies for you. Guys, if I put every entire biryani in front of you, can you eat it? Jumbo biryani. Jumbo, huh? You can. Right? It's very hard for people to eat it. So that's the reason why slowly I'm introducing the one topic for you. Okay? Nice. Okay. Now, online, is this clear, Nana? Till here, CC, please. Pravalika, where exactly, Nana? Pravalika, tell me. So, guys, online people, I know you're constantly listening the class, but I need little bit, there are few people you need to more concentrate. Whenever you're joining my classes, especially online people, lock the door. Lock the door. Sit properly on your bed. I know most of the people lying on the bed on their stomach, right? And then in different positions, I understand, right? Sit properly first, right? So sit properly first, right? And then listen carefully and don't use your mobile phones, use laptops. Because mobile phone nowadays is very easy, right? They'll join, but you don't concentrate much, Nana. Okay. So this 1.5 hour class every day, you just allocate this time for Ria sir. That's it. No girlfriends, no boyfriends, no husbands, no wives. Right? Only Ria sir. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Is that fine? Online? No problem, Nana. Pravalika. Okay. You just joined, na? Okay, fine. Okay. So you understand the load balancer here? Pravalika and everyone, see here. What is a load balancer? We already learned. Load balancer distribute the traffic to multiple servers. So in on-premises, Pravalika, see, Nana, in on-premises, these are all the physical servers. What are these? physical server. Load balancer is a software that you need to install on the server. So as this is server, this anytime this load balancer will go down or not? Anytime it will go down. So now that is on the on-premises. But good thing on AWS is this load balancer, now in AWS we call it as ELB. What's the full form of ELB? Elastic Load Balancer. So as it is elastic, this load balancer is a service, not a server. As it is a service from AWS, this will never go down. And this load balance is completely managed by AWS. So what we need to do, we need to launch the EC2 instance just attached to the load balancer. So as this load balancer, how do you access the load balancer? Using the DNS name. Load balancer is a server or a service? Service. Can you log into the load balancer or access the load balancer? Access. How do you access the load balancer? DNS name. Okay, Nana, Pravalika. Okay, this for you. Fine. That is one service here. And next one here is, do you remember we have another service learned? Elastic Beanstalk. What is the definition of Elastic Beanstalk? Easy and quick deployment of applications in AWS. Do you remember in a few days back we learned about service models? What are the three service models? Infrastructure as service, platform as service, software as service. Very good. In infrastructure as service, customers are responsible for what? Application, data, and OS. In platform as service, customers are responsible for what? Application and data. Application and data. Nana, I told you this Elastic Beanstalk is a platform as service or not? Yes, this is one of the platform of the service. So in Elastic Beanstalk, we no need to worry about anything. What we need to give to Elastic Beanstalk? Application. Fantastic answer. What we need to give? Application. We just need to give to, hey, Elastic Beanstalk. Yes, take this application. Elastic Beanstalk will take it. And you just need to sit back. What Elastic Beanstalk will do? Elastic Beanstalk will launch the servers, we create the servers. Elastic Beanstalk will take the application. Elastic Beanstalk will go and deploy the application. Elastic Beanstalk will give the URL to you. URL to you. Who will do everything here? Elastic Beanstalk. What is your job? Upload the application. So rest everything is managed by Elastic Beanstalk. But here good thing is, see, one thing is, there is one secret. Elastic Beanstalk will create servers, no? You know what are those servers? EC2 instances only. What are those? What is the backbone of Beanstalk? EC2 instances. So you just need to upload the application to the Elastic Beanstalk. What Elastic Beanstalk will create for you? EC2 instances. Elastic Beanstalk will launch EC2 instances. Elastic Beanstalk will deploy the application on the EC2 instances. And Elastic Beanstalk will give the URL to access it. EC2 instances are managed by Elastic Beanstalk. Do we manage? Do we control? Is it recommended for us to control the EC2 instances? But the thing is, generally in platform as service, do we have control on the servers? In platform as service, do we have control on the servers? No, we don't have control on the servers, right? But the good thing in AWS is in Beanstalk, we still have the control on the servers. The servers are nothing but here EC2 instances. Beanstalk will launch EC2 instances behalf of you. And you can go and easily see the EC2 instances. But is it good? You go and qualify? I mean, you go and manage? No, right? Who is managing those? Elastic Beanstalk. We have permissions to manage, but is it good to manage? Who launched Beanstalk? Who need to manage? Beanstalk. But do we have control? We have control. Is it recommended to control? No. But in general, in platform as service, we don't have control at all. But in AWS, even though it is platform service, we have control. You got the point? So here I'm writing, in general, platform as service. Do you have control? You don't have any control on the servers. Okay. Backbone of Beanstalk is what? EC2 instance. What the Beanstalk will do? AWS Beanstalk. In AWS Beanstalk, you have full control on EC2 instances launched by Beanstalk. Launched by Beanstalk. Yeah, launched by Beanstalk. Okay. So who will handle the operating system? Beanstalk. So Beanstalk handles EC2 instances on behalf of us. Is it clear now? Online, is this clear? Did I say we don't have, see, no, Sweta, see here, did I say we don't have control? No, Sweta, listen carefully. Do you see what did I wrote? In general, in platform as a service, do you have control on the service? We don't have control on the service. In general, in platform as a service, but here in AWS, we have control. That's what I was telling. Okay, Sweta? Good. Nice, Nana. Okay, so let me ask you one important question, interview question. Based on the services that you know, you tell me. Now, you're all AWS engineers. I came to you and said, hey, take this application. I have my application. Take this. Put it somewhere, give me the URL. That's what I said. Can you tell me what are the services that you know in AWS where you can deploy the application? One is Elastic Beanstalk. EC2. Fantastic answer. Yes or no? In AWS, what are the services that you know where you can deploy the application? Number one is EC2. Another one is Beanstalk. What is the difference between EC2 and Elastic Beanstalk? Interview question. See, in EC2, basically in EC2, guys, we need to do everything by ourselves. Yes or no? We need to launch, we need to configure, we need to deploy, we need to maintain, we need to secure, we need to do everything by ourselves. But whereas in Beanstalk, just upload the application. Everything is maintained, managed by Beanstalk. You understand the difference between it? If you are lazy, use Beanstalk. If you don't know how to deploy, use Beanstalk. If you want to be relaxed and then fool your manager, use Beanstalk. But if you want to be a hard worker, EC2. If you want to learn everything by yourself, EC2. If you want to know how to deploy, EC2. If you want to know how to manage the applications, EC2. So which one is recommended? EC2. But if you are lazy, go for Beanstalk. But AWS will be giving everything for you, right? So that's why I'm teaching you here EC2 also. I'll be teaching you Beanstalk also. Whichever is your requirement, you can choose it. Clear, Nana? Fantastic. Okay. So here, let's say we have the client. So client has an application which is developed in which language? Baba? Now, client has, now you have two ways to set up this. What are the two services that you know? One is EC2 Beanstalk. Nana, in EC2, what you need to do? You need to launch EC2 instances. You need to configure. You need to deploy. You need to maintain everything. You need to do it. Okay. What is the another one here? Beanstalk. So in Beanstalk, you no need to do anything. What you need to just upload the application and give some configurations. Because we need to give some configuration or not. Guys, it is not like abracadabra. Okay. So go see, the thing is here in Beanstalk also, first of all, we need to give the configurations. Beanstalk will be launching EC2 instance behalf of us, correct? That EC2 instance, we need to mention how much GB RAM it needs. Yes or no? right? You want 2 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, 32 GB RAM, how much hard disk that you need. You want the VPCI inside it, everything, whatever the configuration we need to give. And by the way, important thing here is we need to select a platform. What you need to select? Platform. What kind of platform? So this Beanstalk we give a lot of platforms. For example, Tomcat platform, it gives .NET platform, it gives Docker platform, it gives Python platform, etc. Like this, so many platforms that Beanstalk will give. Now tell me which is the platform that you need to select in this case? Tomcat. Why? Because your application is developed in which language? Java. Java needs Tomcat. If your application is containerized based, then which one you should use? Docker. If your application developed in .NET, then you need to select which one? .NET. If your application developed in Bus, Python. So based on the application which is developed, you need to select that platform. You need to just select, click, submit. That's it. Upload the application, submit. Everything is now managed by Beanstalk. So as you have selected the Tomcat, so what the Beanstalk will do, Beanstalk will say launch the EC2 instance in the backend. EC2 instance it will launch, and then it will set up the application and it will give the URL to you and simply access that URL. But whereas in EC2 service, first we need to launch EC2 instance. We need to log into the EC2 instance, set up the application, deploy the application, and you need to have one EC2 instance or multiple EC2 instance. Multiple. Why multiple? Super. Why? My high availability. What you need to have? High availability. So for high availability purpose, you need to have multiple machines. So you need to set up multiple machines. And will you expose directly EC2 instance to the customer? No. What you need to put? Load balancer. What is that? Load balancer. So set up a load balancer, attach the EC2 instance to the load balancer, and give the load balancer URL to the customer. This is how we need to deploy. We'll deploy. But first of all, you need to know the concept. You're very eager. I can see all your faces. Nice, guys. Okay. Nana, online clear till here? So Kishore is asking, if any problem in Beanstalk, who need to take care of it? If anything related to the platform, who will take care of it? Obviously. That is the main reason why out of, let's say, I can say 50% only companies will use the Beanstalk, because do we have any control on the platform here? No. So there are few things that we can go and do the troubleshooting, but we don't have full control on the Beanstalk because Beanstalk is managed by AWS. And by the way, please do not call Beanstalk as EBS. Elastic Beanstalk. Don't call it as EBS, because EBS represents some other topic which is coming in coming days. Right? Don't say that EBS. Call it as Beanstalk. Okay. Super, Nana. Now, what you guys are all my old student or what? Naveen and other people. So guys, those who are my old students or Venaka Devara unnadu. Okay. Those are my old students. Yeah. So please control, because the new people doesn't know anything, right? So yeah. Yeah. Fine. Good. Hey, but Naveen, Shiva, you guys already completed AWS from me? Yes or no? No. Okay. So Mohan, if you have completed the same AWS course will be repeated here, and then DevOps will be started, Nana, Mohan. Okay. But if you have missed and if you are interested to listen, please listen. No problem. Do we access EC2 or login? EC2 is a EC2. EC2. EC2 instance. Whenever we call it as EC2, it's an instance. EC2 instance is a server. As it is servers, mean to access a login. Login. Load balancer? Service. So we need to access a login. Access. Service always access. Servers always login. Super. Okay, let's say for example, let me take an example here. What is the name? Aman. All right, every day Aman. Huh? Varun. Who is that? Ajay. Ajay, you there, right? So So Ajay is there. Example, our Ajay, operations guy, remember? Uh, Ajay is happy because he is now in AWS, right? And not handling data centers. Okay, so Ajay is there. Assume that Ajay is a fresher, not a, he's a fresher only, right? And then he don't know anything about AWS. Okay, he's a blogger. Who is he? Who is blogger? Who is blogger? What is blogger? Who is blogger? Not blogger. Blogger is different. That guy, Atagadu, that is different. Right? So that is different. Right? So blogger meaning who writes blogs, articles, right? Articles, right? So pages, articles will be there, no? Newspapers write, they write the articles. So assume our Ajay is a blogger, right? Yeah. What he used to do is he used to write the blogs, but not in his website. He is writing the blogs in another website. Where? Another website. Now, someone told to Ajay, why you are writing in another website? Why can't you have your own website? Instead of you writing others, you have your own website. No. Then Ajay asked, where do I need to set up this website? And everyone said, go to AWS. It's very easy to set up. So what he did, he went to AWS. He set up this account. He went and he need to launch the EC2 instance. Yes or no? Nana, remember, how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps. How many? How many? Online, put it in the chat. How many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps are there. Okay, so each step is one Bhayanak step. Okay, you need to learn a lot about each step. Okay, so now what you need to do is here, what Ajay did is he learned a lot from online and he tried to launch an EC2 instance with a lot of effort. And once he launched an EC2 instance, he need to set up, deploy the application or not. Again, he learned how to deploy. For that, we need to have a database or not. Again, he need to set up a database. Guys, he's a blogger or AWS engineer, right? He's a blogger, right? So is he interested to do all these things? So what is his feeling is, what Ajay's feelings would be, AWS, I don't want to do all these things. Only once. Pasa. Show me something. I click, it should open. They should be readily available, should be there. Everything readily, it should be there. I just need to go and click. That's it. So AWS said, yes, I have a service for you, right? And the service name is Light Sail. Say that? Not Light Sail. Light Sail. What's that? Why I'm saying here light? Because it is light. Because it is light. So light cell meaning what? Nana, EC2 is heavy. Busy big machines, so many setups we need to do. But light cell, no, not these many 100 times. Only once. Click. You guys are okay. Fine. So light cell, which is a service here? Light cell. Light cell is a service from AWS. What you need to do is simply, if you want to set up and create an application which is readily available, everything installed. If you want a server with readily everything installed, you want some servers or you want some application, it should be readily available. Go to Lightsail, servers are readily available, applications are readily available, just go and click it and application is ready. You just need to do the customization. So which service is that? Lightsail, kind of software as a service. Lightsail. So Lightsail meaning here, if you want to set up and create a virtual light sail instance which already has everything installed and ready. So do you remember a few applications that I'm writing here? Do you know WordPress? Have you heard about GitLab? Node.js? Joomla? Drupal? Redmine? Nginx? cPanel? So there are like this. I cannot write all the things here. So there are few very major used applications available in the Lightsail readily. So what you need to, let's say for example, WordPress. WordPress is used for what? To develop the applications, right? So websites. WordPress will be readily already installed. You don't have to install anything. Readily available, sample website will be running, just go and modify it, simple. Joomla, all these are all content management systems. So everything like SharePoint, have you heard Microsoft SharePoint, right? So there are, everything will be readily available. You just need to use it. But the biggest disadvantage of the Lightsail is it doesn't support auto scaling. It doesn't support. Yes or no? Because if it doesn't support auto scaling, will you use this Lightsail for big companies? No, right? That is why it is called it as light sell. If you have only few audience or only few customers, few number of people connecting to it, right? And if you want to use it internally, so then people go for light sell. And light sell is not at all a commonly used service. Just for chumma purpose, I'm just introducing some services. Okay. But yes, if there is a requirement, go for light sell. So this is the best example. EC2, IaaS, Elastic Beanstalk, PAS, and Lightsail, ESAS. And remember, do not ask, like every service in AWS is an infrastructure, platform, or software. No, just an example. So most, like, okay, that's very good. Yeah. Lightsail meaning light cell on AWS. Yeah, fine. So this is a service where it is very less used, but if there is a requirement, use it. Otherwise, no, but keep it in mind. Okay, Nana? What's that? We need to launch. So how to decide is, okay, now let's give an example. Now you are setting up a business, one application. So how many machines that you need? Let him answer. Huh. Depend upon? Same here also. So how many customers that you have? Let's say, for example, I have only 10 customers. I mean, 10 people accessing the servers. How many machines you need? One. But will you go for one? As per high availability, you need to go for two, right? So two machines are sufficient. So based on the number of customers, you need to create number of servers and capacity also. Ready to use service for high level. This one only, Kishore, Lightsail is the best example. Okay, now very powerful service, Lambda. Say that. Nimda. Many people will say this, sir, Nimda. Huh? Those just tell me. Huh? Okay, so what is this here? Be careful, spelling mistakes. Huh? Online. Okay. Lambda. Say that. Lambda. So Lambda is a very super important service. Let me explain you a very nice way. Whenever we need to talk about Lambda, the first thing that we need to know about a function. What is that? What is a function? Function means not your birthday function, not those kind of functions, not occasion. What is generally function meaning in programmatical language? Huh? So programming, huh? No programming for us. Okay, so function meaning a set of code. What is that? Set of. Let me give you one small example. For example, application needs to get connected to the database or not, right? So application will connect only one time to the database or multiple times. Multiple times. So multiple times you need to connect to the database. So for that, you need to write some 4-5 line pieces of code. So every time will you write that 4 times code, 4-time code for every feature? No, right? You will write a code, 4 lines code somewhere, and you call that function, that piece of code, we call it as function. Give some name to that code and call that name here in every feature. So do you need to redo the code? You need to rewrite the code? Simply reuse the code. So function you create it and then you can use the function later anytime. Okay. It's a setup, it's a piece of code or set of code. Okay, now we have the function. Generally, can you run the function without application? Can you run the function without application? Answer is no. Can you run the application without server? Application should be inside the server or not? Yes or no? So without server, we cannot run the application. Without application, we cannot run the function. But in Lambda, we can create functions. We call it as Lambda functions. And those functions can be executed without application, without server. And this is called serverless. What is this called? Serverless. So there are two things, Nana. Server-based, serverless. Server-based, serverless. What is the meaning of server-based? Server-based meaning where we have a server. EC2 instance is server or not? Yes. That is server-based. Serverless meaning there is no server, but still you can use the service. Example. Your Google Drive is there, no? Google Drive is there or not? So Google Drive, to access the Google Drive, do you need to log into any of the machine? No, right? So you just authenticate it, put your email ID and password, and then can you access the Google Drive or not? So Google Drive meaning basically, it's a storage. Generally to access the storage, we need to log into the server, no? But are we logging to the server for Google Drive? It is just a service for us or not? So that is serverless. What is that called? Serverless. Serverless meaning you no need to log into the server. That is serverless. Understand? So here our Lambda is also what? Serverless. So you just need to create hold on guys, let me complete the topic, then most of the questions will be answered automatically. Okay, once I complete the topic, then if I say any questions, then at that time you can ask questions, Sajid and other. Okay, because all the questions will be automatically answered in the while explaining it. Okay, so in Lambda, what do we create? What do we need to create? Function. Say that. What do we need to create? Function. What is that function called? Lambda function. Say that. Lambda function. Now these Lambda functions can be created in any language. Your favorite? Okay. Java, Python, .NET, Ruby, etc. Right? So your Lambda functions can be created in any kind of languages. So which is the most commonly used scripting language here? Python. Which one? Guys, Python is the girlfriend of AWS. Yes. Because Python will gel very nicely with the AWS. If you want to do any kind of automations, so the preference is Python. So yeah, both the three, right? So that's the reason why after learning this course, when you have time, right, it's better to have a knowledge on Python, but no need of full stack, but no need to, you are not a developer to do Python stuff, codings, but at least you need to understand the script. I'm not saying here we will be writing the script, but in future, so next 10, 20 years, you need to work, right? So if you have one scripting language with you where you can able to understand the script, so the Python is really good for you to work inside this AWS and DevOps. Okay, fine. So Lambda is server-based or serverless? Fantastic. Lambda is serverless. Can you run the code without server or not? Yes, you can run the code without server. Let me give one small real-time example for you. Okay. Funny example. I have one EC2. Okay, not then let's take who is he? Sajid. I'll take Sajid. Okay, he's asking to take his name. Okay, Sajid, Mr. Sajid. Okay. What Sajid did was, after listening this class, he is very excited. Assume that he's working with me in company. Huh? So after listening this class, he got very excited. And then I said, hey, Sajid, don't launch EC2 instance. I said, what? Don't launch EC2 instance. Don't launch. He said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. What he did, he went home. He's very much excited. And what he did, he opened the AWS console, management console. And then what he did, he launched EC2 instance. So whenever he launched the EC2 instance, what is happening? Automatically, this EC2 instance is getting terminated. What is that? What's the meaning of terminated? Okay, we have our here Sajid. And now for EC2 instance, what we can do is we can launch EC2 instance. Yes or no? We can stop EC2 instance. We can start EC2 instance, we can reboot EC2 instance, and we can terminate. Terminate meaning what? Delete, complete, delete, destroy, kill, delete, right? So terminate meaning end. So can you read this for me? What are the things that we can do it for the EC2 instance? We can launch EC2 instance, we can stop, we can start, we can reboot, we can terminate. Like for your laptop, no? For a laptop, what? You can start the laptop, you can stop the laptop, you can reboot the laptop. Can you terminate the laptop? Terminating means what? Throw it out. We cannot do that because it is physical. But here we can do is because it is virtual. Because it is virtual. Okay. So now what happened is Sajid has launched the EC2 instance. Automatically, what is getting terminated? Are? Why it is getting terminated? Riya sir is there in the backend. He is watching. I am launching EC2 instance. That's why he is terminating it. Let me do one thing. He has put an alarm at 12 o'clock in the midnight. And then in the midnight, he went and he launched EC2 instance. Again, it is getting terminated. What Riya sir is doing at 12 o'clock midnight? He's working. Okay. What he put an alarm at 4 o'clock early morning, thinking Riya sir will be sleeping. And he also launched EC2 instance at 4 o'clock. At that 4 o'clock also, it is getting terminated. Oh my Riya sir. So tomorrow early morning, so tomorrow he came to office and said, sir, what are you doing at night? Hey, what is that question? And Sudha? Why is asking like this? All right. So I said, I was sleeping. No, sir, you are awake. No, Ray, I was sleeping. No, sir, why did you terminate my EC2 instance, sir? I didn't terminate it. Sir, you terminated 12 o'clock morning, 4 o'clock. You are just watching when I'm launching EC2, you're going and terminating. I don't have any other work. Huh? So now tell me here, in this case, is it possible for me to wake up all the time and see when this person is launching the EC2 instance and terminate? Not possible, right? So there should be someone behalf of me who should do this work. Lambda. Who is that? Lambda used for what purpose? Automation purpose. What purpose? I'm giving one of the example, right? Automation purpose. So think how I have automated this scenario. See, Nana, in Lambda, what I need to create? I need to create a function, Lambda function. Let's say, for example, I'm creating a function called terminate function. You can give any name. I'm just giving a name called terminate function. And what I write, I need to write a code or not? In which language I have written? Python code I have written. So what is there in that code? What is there in the code? To terminate the EC2 instance. So I have written a small piece of code to terminate the EC2 instance. But the question here is, when he will launch, guys, Lambda functions are very lazy fellow. Very lazy fellow. When you create, it will be just sleeping like this. Just sleeping. Very lazy fellow. Someone should come and say, hey, Lou, get up. Get up. Then only Lambda function will get up and see what is there in the code, and then it will execute. Until then, Lambda function will be sleeping. So someone need to go and knock, or someone need to go and trigger. Someone need to go and invoke. What's that? That is a word we should use it. What is that? Lambda functions need to be invoked. Lambda functions need to be triggered or invoked. So here, what I did is, Nana, I created a Lambda function. It is just sleeping over there, right? But someone should trigger that code, no? So now here Sajid has launched EC2 instance. And he has launched EC2 instance, but remember, whatever that you do in AWS in the backend, a event will be generated. What is that? When you launch EC2 instance, launch event is generated. When you terminate EC2 instance, terminate. When you reboot, reboot. When you create something, everything event will be generated. What is generated? Event. Now, all these events will be stored. There is a separate service where all these kind of events will be stored. And that is called event bridge. Say that. Event bridge. In event bridge, all the events will be stored. Now, which event you are interested here? Launch. Which event? What is this Ajit is doing? Launching. So launch event will be there or not? So what I do is simply I'll create a rule. What I create? I'll create a rule in event bridge. So what happens is whenever the launch event is triggered, whenever he launched the EC2 instance, what event is triggered? Launch event is triggered. Launch event is. Whenever the launch event is triggered, to whom I need to invoke? Yes. Whenever the launch event is triggered, I will be going and invoking whom? Lambda. Lambda need to be invoked. Once you invoke, what the Lambda will do? Yes, the code you have written is, it will come here and then it will terminate the EC2 instance. So here, Lambda is invoked based on the trigger or event. Clear, Nana? So this is one of the example that I have given how to use the Lambda function. Let me give one more example here. Now assume that I have 50 EC2 instances. How many? 50 EC2. I can have more. I'm just giving an example. 50 EC2 instances. How many? 50. Tell me all these 50 EC2 instances. Tell me all these 50 EC2 instances. I need to go and stop in the night after using everyone at 9 p.m. Automatically, all these machines should be stopped. And morning at 6 a.m., all the machines should be started. Tell me how to do this. Is it possible for you to go and wait at 9 o'clock and then stop all 50 machines and come early morning at 6 o'clock and start EC2 instances? What will you do? Create a Lambda function. Nana, remember one thumb rule. In AWS, if you want to automate something, the first thing that you should get in your mind is Lambda. Lambda is used for automation. So here, how many functions you need to write in this case? 2 functions. Very good. What this function? What is the name of the function? One is stop function. Another one is start function. Okay. What does the stop function contain? Stop all the EC2 instances. Start contain? Yes. So it will start automatically. So here, exactly at 9 o'clock, meaning what we need to do? We need to schedule it. We can schedule in the event bridge that exactly at particular time, go and invoke the Lambda function. Whatever the code that you have written in the Lambda function will go and stop all the machines. Early morning also it will start automatically. So remember, Lambda used for what purpose? Automation purpose. Lambda is used for automations. Nana, clear? So now we have, see how many services we have learned today. Let us see here. Let me ask you the questions. You answer the questions one by one. Okay. Ready? Yes. Yes, Raj. Okay. Which is a service where you can create virtual machines? AC2. What's the full form of AC2? Elastic Compute Cloud. What are the servers called here? Instances. What instances? AC2 instances. What is load balancer? Which distribute the traffic to multiple servers. What is this load balancer called in AWS? Elastic load balancer. What is the definition of elastic load balancer? Which distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. ELB is completely managed by AWS. ELB service or server? Service. Can you log into the ELB or access the ELB? Access. How do you access? DNS name. Using DNS name. Does the load balancer has any availability zones? No. Load balancer is created at regional level. EC2 is regional or global? Regional. Which is the service in AWS is used for easy and quick deployment of applications? Elastic Beanstalk. What is the backbone of Beanstalk? EC2. So do we have control on the EC2 instances? Yes, we have control, but recommended to use? Recommended to manage it? No. So which is the service? So let's say, for example, I'm giving you some application, right? And which are the services that you get in your mind to deploy the applications? EC2 and Beanstalk. You can deploy also in Lightsail, but it's easy to use commonly? No. So which is a service where everything is readily available? Just use it. Lightsail. What is the disadvantage of Lightsail? It doesn't support auto scaling, which is a service in AWS used for automation purpose. Lambda. What do we create in Lambda? Functions. What functions are those? Lambda functions. So based, and then which is a service where all the events are stored? Event bridge. So event bridge. So what are the services we have learned here? EC2, Elastic Beanstalk, Lightsail, Lambda, event bridge. And you already know VPC. How many services just we learned now? 6. For today only, how many services? Just imagine for next few days, how many services we'll be learning. Huh? That is the power of overview. Now, after this class, now you have a very good idea on whenever customer has given the application. So now you have in the mind, if you want to automate, Lambda is there. If you want to do everything by yourself, EC2 is there. If you want to readily avail everything, you should just use it. Like, so see, you have all kind of a big whole idea or not? That is the purpose of overview. If I don't tell all these things directly, I started teaching, welcome to EC2, let's launch EC2 instance. What, yeah? What, bro? You understand? That is the reason why you should be very happy that we are learning here overview. For next few days, we'll go with the overview. You'll be learning so many services, and then you will have the whole idea of the AWS services that we'll be learning it, and you can easily will get an idea to integrate the services. Learning separately is good, and what we need to do? Integration is important. Because in projects, what we do, we'll use only one service or multiple service? Multiple service. So we need to know which are the service used for what purpose, correct? That's the reason why overviews is important. Okay, Nana? Super. Any questions online? Elastic Elastic Beanstalk support auto scaling? Yes. Elastic Beanstalk support auto scaling, Elastic Beanstalk load balancer, everything it supports. Question, sir, Beanstalk లో అయితే మన ప్లాట్ఫామ్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి యాప్ డిప్లాయ్ చేయాలంటే బట్ ఇన్ లైట్ సెల్ లో అయితే ప్లాట్ఫామ్ కూడా సెలెక్ట్ చేయబల్లే జస్ట్ yes, because application will be readily available there, Naveen. Okay, so it's already platform will be there. Can you please upload panes in yeah, yes, we'll upload. Just wait. So take the screenshots, guys, online. Take the screenshot of the pane. I'll upload it, but let's every 2-3 days we'll upload, because one each is not good, right? Just go for take the screenshot. So next, in case of Beanstalk, we need only application, and all the things are handled by Beanstalk. Correct. Yes, Sajid. Sajid, correct. Nana, where are all the events are stored? Event bridge. Take the screenshot. Okay. And the next one. Guys, just do not miss the classes, Nana. Okay, that's what I can say, because concepts are. Do you know now we already entered into AWS or not? Yes. Hema, any automation will use Lambda function only? Yes. There are other services also used for automation, but if you want to do any automation, Lambda is a first service preference. Hema. Can we do real-time application by using Python in Lambda or short? No, you can use real-time applications also. And you need to call this Lambda using some API calls in the backend. Harish. Okay. Good, Nana. Can you get the final CC for today, please? Online CC with smile. Yes, nice emojis. Okay. So That is all, guys, for today. Let's connect tomorrow with the next powerful services. Until then, take care. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Good night. And you will get the Telegram link also. Group will be created for you. So that group will be added. The link will be added into the Google Classroom. So just click on it and then join it. So I already asked the admin to create it. You will get it soon. Okay, Nana? See you tomorrow, guys. Good night.